David here at Hard Rock Reverie, back again today to officially rank the RATT albums. If you've been watching for a while, I've gone through each of the albums now, done sort of a review of them, and given each of them a specific numbered rating based on what I think of each of the songs on each of these albums. And today I unveil those results. So no need to waste much time. I will just say, if you haven't seen those album review videos and you watch this first for whatever reason, and you're curious to hear more details of why I gave an album a certain rating, maybe you think it's too high, maybe you think it's too low, maybe you think it's just right. But feel free to go back and find those individual album review videos. And then hopefully that'll help you understand how I arrived at these results. If you did see any of those other videos, maybe you saw the one where I said I was not going to include RATT's collage album in these rankings because that was basically just sort of a throwing together of some extras. Those were demoed and unreleased tracks from the earlier recording sessions, and I could have given it a rating, and in fact I did before I decided that I wasn't going to include it in these album rankings. But if it helps any, it would have come in dead last. I do like several of the things that are on collage, but I didn't like enough of them enough to make it beat out any of the actual RATT studio albums. So that would have been number 9, but we're only going to have 8 here. And for anybody who hasn't seen any of the other videos, I did include the RATT EP because I absolutely love it. And 6 songs may not be full LP length, but I think it's close enough. And as you'll see, the lack of more songs didn't hurt the EP. Okay, so coming in at number 8. A lot of people not going to be happy about this, I'm assuming. But number 8 for me, it was actually a tie with another album. And so I had to pick which one, kind of like flipping a coin. Number 8, Infestation. And I love Infestation. As I said in that review video, I do. It's got some really good stuff on it. It's got a couple of great things on it. And then, you know, it kind of is average a little bit along the way. So it wound up tying with the number 7 album, which I picked over it. The 99 album. Yeah. I'm going to guess there's going to be some feedback on that, beating out Infestation. Now, how did this beat Infestation, you want to know? When so many people just think the world of Infestation. And so many other people, or maybe the same ones, just think this is a huge pile of crap. I don't think this is a huge pile of crap at all. If you've ever seen me go through the Kiss albums, the Motley Crue albums, you'll know that I kind of have a habit of developing a liking for certain albums that the biggest part of the fan bases hate. Just like I love Music from the Elder, I love Carnival of Souls. With Motley, I love Generation Swine. And with RATT, I love the 99 album. I just think it's fantastic. Over the Edge, Live for Today, We Don't Belong, Breakout, a lot of really, really good songs on this album. And I like when my bands experiment. It feels more genuine to me when a band gets a little bored after so many albums and starts to want to try to do something different. I think that's where RATT were in this case. And I appreciated it. I do like it. I didn't feel that way at first, like I'm sure a lot of other people would say, but I did let the album grow on me. I spent some time with it, and I'm glad I did. I really am. Okay, so number 6. This is gonna set the world on fire a little bit. Invasion of Your Privacy. I've got it number 6. And the problem with Invasion, which also tied with another album that I rank above it, Invasion has a couple of really great songs on it. And then it's really got a lot of what I would call filler. My favorite album cover, and it just had too much filler to earn enough points to beat out the other albums that are above it. It's still, if you haven't seen this review yet, it's still one of the albums I spent the most time listening to in the 80s. I loved it and still love it. I still listen to it quite often, in fact. But when I go through it a song at a time, it just cannot hold up to some of these other albums. Like number 5, which tied in points with Invasion of Your Privacy and got my vote when I had to pick one of them to put above the other, Detonator. More of the songs on this album strike me as awesome. And there's a couple that I hate. Those being Scratch That Itch and All or Nothing. Everything else on this album gets a pretty good rating from me, with most of them, about half the album, getting 5 stars. So, Detonator. Okay, that was number 5. Coming in at number 4, Reach for the Sky. This is a case of a little bit of filler, a few really great things, and some other stuff that's kind of in between, like a 4-star. So saw them on this tour like I did on the Invasion tour. Love this album. Love it. I love all of these albums. Don't get upset because something had to come in at number 1 and something had to come in at number 8. That's just the way these rankings work, but that doesn't mean I don't love Infestation almost as much as the other stuff. I do. Reach for the Sky, I think I rate probably a little bit higher than a lot of people would. Maybe a little lower than you, who knows? You can tell me that in the comments. Anyway, great album. Of an album that I think, I don't know, seems like a lot of people really love this album. A lot of people just didn't get it. This has definitely got more than a couple of things on it that I feel are really great. A little bit of filler, sure. And seems to me like there's a huge difference between side one and side two. But I love them both. Okay, coming in at number 2. EP. Absolutely love this EP. The only change I would make is I would put 10 songs on it if I could, because I just think that their style of writing and their aggression when they were recording this, I just loved it. Stephen Pearcy recently said that he's planning on reissuing and remastering and reissuing this album finally. I cannot wait for that day. I've got 3 copies of this original EP released with the black and white photo on the back. But I will be really quick to go out and buy it on CD if we get that opportunity. Especially with a nice crisp remaster, that would be so great. And that leaves one album at number 1. This close to a perfect album. I took 1 star away from In Your Direction, giving it 4. Everything else on the album I gave 5. About as close to a perfect album as you're going to find. Love it. And that's the RATT album rankings, ladies and gents. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you next video.